The Chosen Season 6 is not just continuing the story anymore. It is stepping straight into the most painful, most sacred, and most emotionally devastating chapter of Jesus' life. And everything we're learning right now proves this season is going to change how the series is experienced forever. New trailer moments and leaked details suggest this isn't designed to comfort viewers, it's designed to confront them. And once it begins, there will be no turning away. Season 6 of The Chosen immediately separates itself from everything that came before by how seriously it treats what is about to happen. This is not a slow build-up season. This is not a gentle transition. From the very start, the focus is clear. The story has reached the point of sacrifice, and the creators are refusing to soften the weight of it. Filming alone tells you how different this season is. Production stretched across multiple countries, including the United States and Italy, with long shooting schedules that pushed the cast and crew further than ever before. Dallas Jenkins himself has described Season 6 as an event rather than just another season, and that mindset shows in every decision being made. The scale is bigger, the tone is heavier, and the emotional responsibility feels immense. This time, the show isn't just retelling familiar biblical moments, it's asking the audience to sit with them, to feel the silence, the fear, and the inevitability of what's coming. One of the most striking changes is how the finale is being handled. Instead of treating it like a normal episode, the Crucifixion is getting a full theatrical release, which completely reshapes the experience. Watching these moments at home is one thing, but witnessing them on a massive screen, surrounded by silence, is something entirely different. That decision alone tells us the creators believe this story deserves undivided attention. Financially, the commitment is just as intense. Season 6 reportedly carries a massive budget, with millions coming directly from fans who believe in the project. That level of support doesn't just fund production, it adds pressure. It means the team knows people are emotionally invested, spiritually invested, and expecting honesty rather than spectacle. And everything we've heard so far suggests that honesty is exactly what they're aiming for. The release plan reinforces this idea even more. Season 6 will arrive on streaming, but the most critical moments are being reserved for theaters, turning these biblical events into shared experiences rather than casual viewing. This season isn't asking viewers to binge, it's asking them to prepare. From the earliest information available, it's clear Season 6 does not ease the audience into the trial, the betrayal, or the suffering. It moves directly into the reality of Jesus' final hours, showing not just what happened, but the emotional cost for everyone involved. The apostles are no longer confused followers trying to understand parables. They are desperate, afraid, and powerless to stop what's unfolding. And at the center of it all is Jesus, calm, silent, and fully aware of what obedience will cost him. This is where The Chosen stops being just a historical drama and becomes something far more personal. Season 6 isn't trying to shock for attention. It's preparing the audience for a story that is meant to hurt, to challenge, and to linger long after the screen fades to black. And this is only the beginning. What makes Season 6 even more difficult to process is how directly it steps into the emotional collapse surrounding Jesus. Not just his suffering, but the unraveling of everyone who loves him. This season shifts the perspective from grand teachings and miracles to quiet, devastating moments where faith is tested through fear and confusion. As the story moves deeper, we see how quickly loyalty is shaken once danger becomes real. The disciples who once spoke boldly now struggle to understand why Jesus isn't fighting back. His silence becomes heavier than any speech he has given before. He knows resistance would only delay what must happen, and that knowledge isolates him even further from those closest to him. The trial is not portrayed as a single moment, but as a slow erosion of hope. Religious leaders search desperately for control, their authority threatened by someone who refuses to defend himself. False accusations pile up, testimonies contradict each other, and the process becomes less about justice and more about fear of losing power. Jesus' calm responses stand in sharp contrast to the chaos around him, making his restraint feel almost unbearable to watch. Every question directed at him carries an unspoken threat, and every answer brings him closer to a fate he has already accepted. As the narrative moves forward, political pressure takes over. Roman authority enters the picture not as a force of justice, but as a system more concerned with stability than truth. Pilate's discomfort is impossible to ignore. He sees no real crime, yet he also sees a crowd that could spiral out of control. Season 6 leans heavily into that tension, showing how indecision can be just as destructive as cruelty. When Jesus is sent from one ruler to another, the message becomes clear. No one wants responsibility for what is about to happen, yet no one is willing to stop it either. Mockery replaces dialogue, and humiliation becomes a tool to strip Jesus of dignity before his death even arrives. What makes these moments especially painful is the absence of spectacle. The cruelty is not exaggerated, it's quiet, methodical, and deeply human. This season forces the audience to confront how easily suffering can be justified when it's labeled as necessary. At the same time, the emotional toll on the followers grows heavier. Fear spreads, trust fractures, and the realization sets in that miracles will not save them from this moment. Season 6 doesn't rush these reactions. It allows the weight of betrayal, denial, and helplessness to settle in, making every decision feel permanent. By the time the path toward crucifixion becomes unavoidable, the audience understands this is not just the end of a man's life, but the breaking point of every relationship surrounding him. And the most devastating part is that everyone involved believes they are doing what must be done, even as everything falls apart.